Alrighty, so I'm going to be going over relax on mat with Mr. Kristof. So the idea of the mat is if the mat is down, the dog should be on the mat as long as the mat is down. If we don't want the dog to be on the mat, then we should pick it up and put it away. So when we do this, we want to make sure that it's something to easily pick up when we're done with, because when we're done with the session, we do want to completely remove access to it. Because we want the idea that if the mat is on the floor, that's where you should be. And if that's where you are, it's going to work much like a pet dispenser, and that's where your treats are going to be coming from. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by putting the mat down and waiting for him to interact with it. So he gets on it. I'm going to start rewarding. So I don't want to say anything. I don't want to use the marker word that we have been using, because that tends to amp them up and it's a very exciting word. So instead, I just want to do treat delivery low and slow all the way down to the mat. And if you can see right away, he'd offer to lay down. So as long as he's laying down, the treats are going to start coming. If he were to get off the mat at any point, I'm simply going to say his release word, but he is not going to get a cookie. If I release him, again, I'm going to use the release word, but he is going to get a cookie if I was the one who released him. We just want him to start thinking that it's our idea whether he gets off of the mat or not. And if we want him to get right back on the mat, we can encourage him to get back on it. But we never want to reward him for getting right back on the mat after he's gotten off, because we don't want to start building the habit of get off just to get back on and get a cookie. So once he does get on, I want you to pause a couple of seconds or wait for him to offer a sit or a down before the treats start coming. So as he's doing well with this, I'm going to increase my time in between cookies. So say I was doing cookies every 2 to 5 seconds when we first started. Now I'm going to try to maybe go up to 10 seconds. And as he's doing well with this, I'm going to start moving around a little bit, right? Because I want him to be on this mat and to stay on this mat while I'm doing other things. This is a great way to get him out from under your feet if you have chores to do, or if you just need him to get out of the way and lay down for a little while. So this is something that we can do while we're folding laundry to practice. We can do this while we're sweeping, while we're mopping, if we're doing dishes. All of those are really good times to work on the mat, because one of the most important things is we don't want to stand here staring at the dog the entire time, because if we go to walk away, we don't want this to be an us thing. We want this to be a him thing, where you stay while I can move around independently and take care of what I need to. As long as you stay on this mat, treats are going to keep coming. So while we're doing well with that, I'm going to start introducing something like a broom. So I might bring the broom into his pot. He's going, oh, what is that? I might sweep a couple of times. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to reward him for staying there and laying down, because guess what? Doing nothing pays. So again, I'm going to go back to sweeping, not paying attention to him, occupying myself. And as long as he stays on the mat, I'm going to reward. Now he is allowed to move. That's not the problem. We just want him to keep all 4 feet on the mat while we're working on this. And then when we are done with our session, we want to release him off the mat by going, okay, tossing the treats, and then picking the mat up. Because remember, if it's on the ground, that's where he should be.